Okay, so number one. For this one, I usually suggest that you find the period or the domain. So usually, we're gonna all of our answers are gonna be within 0 to 2 pi, right? But because we are using the variable 2x, we're gonna go ahead and multiply our domain by 2 in order to get that 2x. So if we do this, we will end up with 0 times 2 is 0. 2 times x is 2x, and that's what we want. 2 times 2 pi is 4 pi. So when we're working on this, we will be looking from 0 all the way to 4 pi, which means we're going to use that first unit circle and that second unit circle. Okay? So that's all it means. Okay, so now let's solve it. So this one is going to end up being sine 2x equals, and subtract 2, so that means we get 1. Let me blow it up a little bigger. Well, that does not even help. Guess this is the best I got. Right? And then you're going to look at your unit circle and find out sine of what, right? So this right here is just basically what. Right? So we don't even have to consider that. Sine of what equals 1. And that's what we want to say. Sine of what equals 1. Right? So if you look at your unit circle right here, sine, remember sine is the y value, so sine of what equals 1. And we're talking about right there. And so none of these. So nope. Nope. None of these. You can't find a 1 in none of those spots. Except for there. So the only answer is pi over 2. That's where my answer lives. And remember, we got to go through pi over 4. Sorry, we got to go through 4 pi. So we have an answer here, pi over 2, and then we have another answer here, 5 pi over 2. And that's my only two answers. So pi over 2 and 5 pi over 2. So the what is pi over 2 and 5 pi over 2. All right, it's not really what though, right? So what is it that we're talking about? We're actually talking about this angle here, right? Whatever that this is. This happens to be 2 pi or 2x. So it's 2x equals pi over 2 and 5 pi over 2. And to figure it out, you can multiply by 1/2. So 1/2. 1/2. These cancel and we're left with x, and this is our final answer. X equals, this is going to be pi over 4 and 5 pi. Okay, I'm not liking that. Sorry about that. So x equals pi over 4 and 5 pi. 4. Okay, second one. Go ahead and add 2, so we will end up with secant square 3x equals 1. Okay, go ahead and square root both sides. So you will get secant equals positive or negative 1. Okay. Again, before we do anything, let's figure out what our domain is. So we're going to be from 0 to 2 pi. And if we're going to go ahead and do this, right, because we have a 3x, so we're going to go ahead and multiply this by 3 because we want a 3x. So this is going to force us to have a 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times x is 3x, and that's what we want because this is a 3x. See, so it matches with that. And this is now going to change to 6 pi. Meaning that when we look for answers, it's going to live from 0 all the way to here, 6 pi. So we will need to be looking at 3 circles, 3 unit circles. So secant of what equals a positive or negative 1, right? And so what is that equal to, right? So what is this what? So the 3x is equal to, so secant of what? And secant, remember, is going to be the reciprocal of cosine, or the cosine flipped. So if I flip the cosine, for example, 1/2, if I flip that 1/2, that's a cosine, but if I flip it, I'll get 2/1, and that would be a secant, right? But I need it to be positive or negative 1, and that's not going to give it to me. In fact, most of these are not going to give it to me. The only place that it will give me a positive or negative 1 is if I flip the 1. I flip 1/1, I'll get 1 still. So that works. So 0 is one of my answer. And then also, if I flip negative 1, because negative 1, if I flip it, I get 1/-1, which still comes out to be negative 1. So that means that pi is my other answer. And that's only 2 places where I'll see it. So at 0 and at pi. So when I go and do it, and remember, we're going to do it for all 3 of these. So my answers are going to be 0, pi, second unit circle, 2 pi, 3 pi, third unit circle, oops, 4 pi, and 5 pi. And that's all my answers. So 0 all the way to 5 pi. So 3x equals 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi. Sheesh, need more space. And 5 pi. Okay. So this is where we went. We're on x 3x right here. Okay, but we really want to go back to the original, the blue one, the between 0 and 2 pi. So which means that in order to get this done, we need to go ahead and multiply by 1/3, or we can say divided by 3. In this case, it's fine to divide it by 3. So you're going to divide all of these by 3. Okay, multiplying by 1/3 is the same thing. Right, so your answer is going to be x equals 0/3 is 0. Pi/3 is pi/3. That doesn't. 2 pi/3. 3 pi/3, that's just pi. 4 pi/3 is just 4 pi/3. And 5 pi/3. Okay. Those are your answers. Number 3. So let's solve this out. So 2 cosine squared 3x equals 1 divided by 2. So 2 divided by 2, no more 2's. You get cosine squared 3x equals 1/2. And again, our domain is this, but we need the 3x. Right now we have an x only. So we're going to go ahead and multiply this by 3, which would get us 0, 3x, exactly what we want, and 6x. Sorry, 6 pi. Which means we're going to have to look all the way through 6 pi. So that's our third unit circle. Okay. Yeah. All right, and not quite done because we still got to solve for this trig equation. So we got to take the square root of both sides. So taking the square root of both sides, we get cosine 3x equals plus or minus square root of 1/2. Okay, square root of 1/2, you can break that up into square root of 1 over square root of 2. And square root of 1 is just 1 over the square root of 2. And because this is the cosine, okay, and if you look at your unit circle, cosine actually shows up on the unit circle. Okay, cosine are these x values. These are all cosines. So because it shows up on the unit circle, I want to make sure that I have my solutions as nice as possible, which means that I will need to rationalize this one. Okay, meaning rationalize just means that I need to multiply the bottom by radical 2 and the top by radical 2, which would give me positive or negative radical 2 over radical 4, and square root of 4, you know, is just 2. So I'm looking for the answer of positive or negative radical 2 over 2. So in my unit circle, so my answers will be right here. This is a positive radical 2 over 2. This is a negative radical 2 over 2. This is a positive negative radical 2 over 2. And this is a positive radical 2 over 2. So my 4 answers for that first round is pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, 7 pi over 4. Remember, we got more because we got to go through 3 unit circles. So the next couple answers are 9 pi over 4, because we're talking about that middle, 11 pi over 4, 13 pi over 4, 15 pi over 4, 17 pi over 4, 19, 21, 23. All right, so 1, 3, 5, 7. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 20, all over 4, all the way to 23 pi over 4. So when does this happen? Well, this happens when 3x equals pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, 7 pi over 4, 9 pi over 4, 11 pi over 4, 13 pi over 4, 15 pi over 4. Right, so this is just to keep track. This is the first round 1. This is the second round 2, and then so I know I need to keep 17 pi over 4, 19 pi over 4, 21 pi over 4, and 23 pi over 4. This would be round 3. Right? And if I'm looking back, 23 pi over 4 is the last one right here. Okay? Oh, wait. Now we still have to solve for x. This is 3x. So we're not quite done with x yet. So we need to divide everything by 3. Okay, or you can say multiply the bottom. So divide by 3 really means multiply by 1/3. So multiply by 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, and you get the idea.
Good afternoon, students. Make sure to pick up your delicious snack at the second lunch window. Folklorical Club is canceled for today.
Basically everything
Folklorical will be
gets
meeting
multiplied
tomorrow
by
in the cafeteria.
3 at the bottom. So
Once again, Folklorical Club is canceled for
pi over
today.
12, 3 pi over
The
12.
weight room is open for all students until 5:30. Glass Painting Club and Origami Club in room 703. In the library, we have Gaming Club, Chess Club, Lego Club, Virtual Reality Club, 3D Printing Club. If you're interested for guitar lessons, head on over to the library and sign up. There's a 4:45 and 6 o'clock late bus today. Have a great day.
Okay, so it's all those answers. All right, let's look at the tangent. Okay, this one. Why does it keep flipping back? Anywho, this one, go ahead and subtract 1 and then divide it by radical 3. So you end up with tangent 4x equals minus 1 and divided by radical 3. And this one, unlike the cosine, tangent is not on the unit circle. You have to use division. So although I rationalize it right here for number 3, I'm not going to rationalize it because I don't need to. Okay? So, and by this time you might understand that if there's a 3, then that means you're going to use 3 unit circles. There's a 2, you're going to use 2 unit circles. Right? And there's a 4, that means you're going to use 4 unit circles. So this one is going to go through all 4 unit circles. Okay, so I'm not going to do that domain part that I usually do. Okay, so I have to understand that we're doing it for 4 unit circles. Okay, so tangent of what equals negative 1 over 3, radical 3. All right, so looking at this, so if you go, tangent is sine over cosine. Okay, if you look at this actually will not give you 1 over radical 3. Okay, this actually gives you radical 3 over 1. Okay, and that's not what we want, so it's not going to be this answer. Bye, ladies. See you tomorrow. Sorry about that. So because that's not going to be the answer, so the answers won't be 1/2 in the front and radical 3 over 2. So that means it's going to be the other way around. The answers are going to be with radical 3 over 2 and 1/2 because the sine, remember, or the tangent is sine first, so 1/2 divided by the cosine second, so it'll be radical 3 over 2. You can see that if I do it this way, I will get 1 on top, and I will get radical 3 on the bottom. So I need this pi over 6, okay, that 30 degrees. Okay, and if you check the rest of them, you'll find out that because we need a positive negative 1 over radical 3. Oh, actually, no, we only need negative 1 over radical 3. Good thing I came back and checked. So because we need a negative 1 over radical 3. Sorry, let me clean it up first. Because we need negative, that means that our answer is not pi over 6, actually. Because this would give me positive. I need the ones that are opposite. So it'd be 1/2 divided by negative radical 3 over 2. So my first answer would be 5 pi over 6. And my second answer will be, it won't be this one because it'd be negative 1/2 divided by negative. So negative divided by negative will give me positive. And it'll still be 1 over radical 3. But I need it to be negative. So negative divided by negative is positive. So 7 pi over 6 is not going to give it to me. Okay. So negative 1/2 divided by radical 3 over 2, that's going to give me a negative. So my other answer is going to be 11 pi over 6. Okay. So my answer is 5 pi over 6 and 11 pi over 6. And I have to do that to 4 of them. Right? So my answers are going to look like this. So I'm going to have 5 pi over 6 in these two spots and 11 pi over 6. Next one's going to be 17 pi over 6, 23 pi over 6. Next one's 29 pi over 6, 35 pi over 6. Uh-oh, and I don't have 4, so I'm going to have to do a little bit on my own. Okay, so let's see. That's 35 pi over 6. This will be, I'll use red. 36 pi over 6, 37 pi over 6, 38 pi over 6, 39 pi over 6, 40 pi over 6. So this one right here, I would need 41 pi over 6 for right here. 42 pi over 6, 43 pi over 6, 44 pi over 6, 47 pi over 6, 48 pi over 6, 49 is my other answer. And that's how I kind of taught you guys to count. Learn how to count it. All right, so let's go through the answers. So 5 pi, 11 pi. Let's write it down. So this will be 4x equals 5 pi over 6, 11 pi over 6. Okay, that's round one. 17 pi over 6, 23 pi over 6. Okay, remember, this is round one, round two. Okay, next. $29 pi over 6, 35 pi over 6. Okay, that's round three. And we need one more because we have to do 4 rounds of it. Okay, and the last one's 41 and 49 over 6. So round 4 is 41 pi over 6 and 49 pi over 6. Okay, and that would be round 4. But now, we got to solve it in our original domain of 0 to 2 pi. So this actually has lots of answers. So we're going to go ahead and multiply that by 4. We're going to divide that by 4 or multiply the bottom by 4. Right? So by doing that, I'll get x by itself. And my answer would be 5 pi over 24. 11 pi over 24. 17 pi over 24. 23 pi over 24. 29 pi over 24. 35 pi over 24. 41 pi over 24. And 49 pi over 24. Okay, so that is my answer for number 4. And This was my answer for number 3, right? So 1, 2, 3 on the 3 towards the bottom, 4 is right there. And then I'm just gonna finish off with 5 because we did 6 in class together. So 5 is already set up for you. You can just kind of split this down the middle. This is actually cosecant 2x plus 2 equals 0. And cosecant 2x minus radical 2 equals 0. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and do a little work. So subtract 2, so you get cosecant 2x equals negative 2. And cosecant 2x equals radical 2. So we're looking for when is this going to happen, right? So cosecant, remember, this cosecant is just the reciprocal, the flip of the sign. So if I flip the sign, I want to get negative 1/2. Or sorry, negative 2. Alluding to the answer already. So if I flip the sign, I want negative 2. And that would be my cosecant. So when I flip the sign, I want negative 2. All right, so look at your original unit circle, not the 3 that we did. But look at your original unit circle, like how I have. And you flip the sign, you want to have negative 2. All right, so looking at all of these, the only one that seems to work is if I flip the sign. So if I flip this one, remember the signs are all the y's. These are all signs. All of these. Right, you get the idea. All of these. If I flip it, I want to see negative 2. And the only one that works, that one, that one. Yeah, that's it. Just those two right there. Right? So if I flip that, the negative 1/2, I'll get negative 2. Okay, and that's what it says right there where I solved it. If I flip it, cosecant, I'll get negative 2. The only place I see that happening is down at 7 pi over 6 and 11 pi over 6. Okay. And I'm not going to go, and I'm just going to skip the little domain part because we've been doing this for a bit. So we know that if it's 2x, we're going to look at 2 unit circles. So my answer is going to be 2x equals, and again, oops, wrong way. 7 pi over 6 and 11 pi over 6. So that means that I'll be looking right here, 7 pi over 6 and then 11 pi over 6. So that means that the second unit circle will be 19 pi over 6 and 23 pi over 6. So 7, 11, 19, 23. Seven pi over 6, 11 pi over 6, 19 pi over 6, and 23 pi over 6. Okay, and then fix this up, divided by 2, and you get 7 pi over 12, 11 pi over 12, 19 pi over 12, and 23 pi over 12. Okay, second one. When is a cosecant? Remember, cosecant is the sign. If you flip it, you get radical 2. Right, so think about all of these. Right, if I flip it, I'll get radical 2. And remember, if I flip each of these, so it doesn't look like some of these, that's 2. If I flip it, I'll get 2, but I won't get radical 2. So none of those are going to work. Maybe these will, right? So if I flip it, I'll get radical 2. Maybe I will. Okay, maybe I won't. Okay. Remember, if I want to flip the sign so that I'll get radical 2. Okay. So let's play around with it. Let's see if that will work. So if I have radical 2 over 2. And if I flip it, I think I'll get 2 over radical 2. Right? And if I try to fix that, multiply by radical 2, I will get 2 radical 2 over radical 4. And radical 4 we know is actually 2. And if I work this out, it's like, hey, this actually works. I will get radical 2. So my answer will be pi over 4 and 3 pi over 4. Okay, these other two down here at the bottom, they will work, but they'll be negative, and that's not what I want. I want the positives. So these two are not going to work for me. I want it to be positive. So only pi over 4 and 3 pi over 4. So 2x equals pi over 4 and 3 pi over 4. Okay. And again, this is 2x, so that means that I need to look at the second unit circle also. So if this is, so if my answer shows up at pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, that means here and here. That means for the next round, it should be here and here, which is 9 pi over 4 and 11 pi over 4. So to finish it off, 9 pi over 4 and 11 pi over 4. Okay, and then to solve for x, multiply the bottom part of the fraction by 2, so it'll be final answer pi over 8, 3 pi over 8, 9 pi over 8, 11 pi over 8. Okay, so my answers are these two for number 5. And number 6 we did in class already. Okay, so we'll call it a wrap. See how long that